This year, Tatua Dairy Company is celebrating 100 years of being in business. Over that time, it's developed from a dairy supply operation to a specialised ingredients company. That ability to evolve has been a recipe for success in a company that embodies the phrase, think global, act local. Chief Executive Paul McGilvray explains.
We have 119 suppliers, or we'll have 119 in 2014-15. We have 109 currently. We've got a few more coming on next year. They're all local. All of our suppliers are within 12 kilometres of the factory. The huge advantage of that is, there's a couple of big advantages. One is the milk quality. So all of the milk is collected within 24 hours of sort of coming out of the cow, probably a little less. It only stays in the tanker 1 hour, and all milk is processed within 24 hours of being on site. So it's a very short supply chain, which helps milk quality. The other thing is communication. If we want to talk to our suppliers, we can basically, if we want to talk to them, we can get them all in the hall over there within about an hour, which is a real big advantage to us because communication is such an important part of a cooperative and relationships.
The Walton family connection with Tatua goes right back to its inception in 1914. My great-grandfather settled here in about 1912, we think, and lived off the land for a year or two. And when Tatua opened its door, he had dairy cows ready to go. So he was an original supplier of the company. And he himself became a director during the first year of operation at Tatua. And I'm fourth generation here now, so through my great-grandfather, grandfather, father, and now me, we've continued the Walton tradition of supplying milk to Tatua. You know, 100 years of supplying and being in the community, and you do get a strong sense of pride in having achieved that. Tatua, from my perspective, has developed a real strong sense of independence and having the right leadership, sort of at the right time, the right place, making some bold decisions, which has really enabled the company to survive and prosper. Well, financially, certainly, it's been an advantage for suppliers in general to supply Tatua, but yeah, it goes deeper than that. It's that legacy before us, that history, that tight-knit community feel, and all that comes into it. The association with a small company where suppliers can call in any time and knock on the CEO's door and have a chat or a coffee, all that comes into that strong sense of wanting to stay on our own. Tatua's had a long time in the value-add sector and continually involving that. And it isn't something you build overnight. You know, customer relationships take time. You've got to earn trust with customers. So, but certainly within the New Zealand dairy industry, I think we are seeing a shift with particularly some of the smaller companies towards that value-add strategy.
I was talking to some people recently about the Tatua, which is actually a flax belt. It's a belt that Maori use for carrying weapons and carrying tools for tilling the soil. The belt's made up of a lot of flaxes interwoven, and I think Tatua is like that. It's a good descriptor of Tatua. Nearly 40% of our business is now what we would call specialised value-added or specialised added value business, SAV as we refer to it. That's growing all the time. We don't do a lot of to be honest, research. A lot of the research is done by our customers. And our customers will come to us with ideas that come from their research and saying, could you do a product like this that we've discovered? Say we've isolated a protein fraction and they want to incorporate it in a drink. They'll come to us because Tatua are the experts at how to develop the product. So we do a lot of a lot of development, and our development always is linked to a customer. So in that way we de-risk it. We're 100 years old this year. We've written our book, which is Tatua 100 Years, which is sort of a celebration in itself, and we think of that book as a gift from the past to the future. Dairy Whip is our iconic product. Dairy Whip is what we're really known for, and it's the big can out the front of the site. We're the only producer, or the only manufacturer of Dairy Whip, this type of product in the Southern Hemisphere. It's been a long-standing Tatua product. In fact, it's very interesting that in our 100-year book, this product is described by the author as a 25-year overnight sensation. It is typical of, we would call these our specialty cream products. And we should explain that when milk comes onto the site, we separate it into a skim stream and a cream stream. The cream stream goes into these ranges of specialty products such as culinary creams, whipping creams, mascarpone, creme fraiche, cheese sauce. We make these specialised added value type products from the cream as our first cab off the rank, if you like. We also make a range of natural flavours from cream. And once we've sort of allocated all the cream to those applications, the balance of it goes to make anhydrous milk fat, which is more of a standard-based fat for confectionery and ice cream and bakery and so on. On the skim side, when we bring milk into skim, that's the sort of stream we extract lactoferrin from, and then skim goes through to make caseinate. We process the whey from the caseinate manufacturer into whey protein concentrates, but increasingly now what we're doing with those whey and caseinate products is actually what we call hydrolyzing them, using enzymes, using heat, using time to pre-digest them, so that when they are bought by the likes of athletes or geriatric patients or infants, or used for infants and infant formula, they're absorbed through the stomach wall far more easily, and it also helps to control allergenicity. On site at Tatua, we have 3 dryers. We have one dryer that dries our standard products, our caseinate, and we have another dryer which dries our specialty powders, things like cheese flavoured powders and flavour powders and so on. That dryer also dries hydrolysates, but we're running out of capacity. We've had that dryer since 1965, and we've effectively filled it. And we need to keep growing with our customers, and particularly as the demand for infant formula in the world grows, but also as the population ages and more people are wanting foods for older people and so on. We're increasing our capacity. And the exciting thing about the new dryer we're building, it's a $65.5 million dryer. It will triple our capacity to produce specialised powders. And we are very hopeful that over time that will take us from about number 4 in the world for hydrolysate manufacture to number 1 in the world.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.